Welcome to Leadership in Burkina Faso. Throughout this training session, I will provide you with tools to succeed in your new leadership position in Burkina Faso. The training course will look at the culture of Burkina Faso through the lens of the CQ model by Livermore. It will prepare you to be a culturally intelligent leader and to lead effectively in a diverse global environment. How leader behavior is perceived differs from culture to culture. There is tremendous variation across countries in what people expect leaders to do and be. In his book, The Cultural Intelligence Difference, Livermore defines cultural intelligence as the capability to function effectively across a variety of cultural contexts, such as ethnic, generational, and organizational cultures. Livermore divides the CQ model into 4 capabilities that culturally intelligent leaders should possess. First, one needs drive, which is rooted in openness and curiosity for other cultures. Without this drive, there will be no development. CQ drive is the motivation and confidence in participating in cross-cultural situations. Secondly, one needs knowledge about the specific culture. CQ knowledge is the understanding of culture and how it shapes behavior. This knowledge should be used when planning interactions. CQ strategy is your awareness and ability to plan for multicultural interactions. Finally, the outcome of the interactions should be assessed for success to give the participant a variety of styles to apply with confidence in different situations and thus become more effective when working across cultures. CQ action is how you behave in culturally diverse interactions. As we move through this training, we will explore ways to grow our cultural intelligence in each capability to become effective leaders in Burkina Faso. CQ drive elicits your interests and willingness to take risks in exploring different cultures. This exposes your readiness and any biases that you may have. The culturally intelligent leader will understand the intrinsic and extrinsic rewards of cross-cultural interactions. Intrinsic rewards come from the internal satisfaction and enjoyment. Extrinsic rewards are given by another person. The culturally intelligent leader will be ready and willing to take risks and explore different cultures. They understand their own biases and will reduce their own stereotypes and prejudices. According to Daft, in his book The Leadership Experience, unconscious bias theory suggests that people's decisions are influenced by unconscious prejudices. It takes intentional leadership actions to change the status quo. It will be important for you to not take your American biases with you and understand that there may be different biases in Burkina Faso. Being aware of these will help control your emotional responses to cultural situations and will prepare you in how to respond appropriately. A few taboos in Burkina Faso culture include women dressing appropriately. Shorts, short skirts, tank tops, very tight clothes will almost always be seen as offensive. Additionally, homosexuality is not an accepted way of life. Many believe it is a physical sickness that Westerners brought to the country. Avoid referencing American cultural acceptance of such lifestyles. We enhance our CQ drive by being confident in multicultural interactions and persistent in pursuing new interactions. We can do this by connecting existing interests that we have with multicultural components. You could learn to cook a Burkina dish before you leave for the country. You can make a list of benefits that you gain by improving your CQ. You can recall successes you've had in the past with diverse groups, and it's important for you to understand your own unconscious bias. CQ knowledge involves gathering the right information to facilitate learning in a particular culture. The culturally intelligent leader will understand the culture in which they will be interacting. They actively seek out knowledge of different cultures. They understand the similarities and differences between their own culture and others. We can enhance our CQ knowledge of Burkina Faso by exploring their culture as it pertains to leadership and business interactions. Greeting and titles. Ignoring people who greet you is considered extremely rude in Burkina Faso. Avoid giving money, eating, or shaking hands with your left hand. Always use your right hand. In the workplace, it is usually best to address people by their professional titles, or Mr., Mrs., or Miss. Gender issues. At the village level, women are generally treated like second-class citizens. Their opinion is not asked or wanted. Women tend to the children, get the well water, wash clothes, clean, plant the crops, and harvest. Women in the village do not drink alcohol or coffee, and they do not smoke. In the city, where there is more equality between men and women, but not quite like American culture. Foreign women are called the third sex. They are not like men, and they're not like women. It is acceptable that they drink and hang out in town. People do not consider them as physically strong or as capable of doing the same task as Burkina women. Meeting and business etiquette. As a foreigner, it's best to show up on time to a meeting, even though you may end up waiting. Small talk is expected. It is good to ask about one's health, family, morning, day, and life. The person calling the meeting should always begin the meeting unless there is a higher official present, such as a mayor or prefect. There is no set protocol for giving and receiving business cards, but it is advisable to give and receive with your right hand. Do not use your left. Appropriate dress. Men wear slacks and button-down shirt or traditional African outfit, typically a loose-fitting top and pants in African print. Women wear traditional African outfits, a top with ankle-length skirt in African print or other formal top and skirt. Local women do not wear pants. Eye contact. Between members of the same social class, direct eye contact is generally acceptable. Overly direct eye contact may be viewed as rude and possibly a threat. Kids do not look elders in the eye, and very few people are allowed to look at the village chief or a respected elder in the eye when they are speaking to them. Views of time. Very few are conscious of time, and punctuality is not highly valued. Meetings rarely begin at the set scheduled time, and sometimes over 2 hours later than planned. Most people do not expect participants to arrive on time, and meetings do not consider it rude to show up late. Transportation is rarely on time, and most people give their time to others freely. Time is not money in Burkina Faso like it is in America. People are very quick to stop what they're doing to help others in need, even while other pressing matters are evident. CQ strategy is about taking the right initiatives as you learn, relearn, and adjust yourself accordingly as you learn what is appropriate in a given cultural context. The culturally intelligent leader will consider their own goals and the goals and interests and concerns of others in decision-making. Hofstede classifies Burkina Faso as a collectivist society. As such, the Burkina people are loyal to the group that they belong to. Because of that group loyalty, the group looks out for each member and protects their interests. In addition, maintaining harmony between group members is more important than other moral issues. It is important for members to suppress feelings or emotions that could disrupt or endanger the harmony of the group. The culturally intelligent leader will question whether the process is working or should be changed to better fit the cultural situation. They understand their own strengths and weaknesses, and they self-monitor and make an intentional plan to change what does not work for future success. American leadership strategy won't have the same effect in every culture, so CQ strategy is needed to develop a plan of action, revise the plan as needed, and assess the effectiveness of the strategy in a particular cultural setting. It'll be important for you to be intentional and plan social interactions in advance. Sketch a plan and run it by someone. List communication behaviors that need to be changed. But most importantly, don't trust your gut. Take a step back. Do not listen to respond. You need to listen to understand. Notice and observe. Watch people's responses and take note of their tone and body language prior to responding. Create a space to reflect. Self-reflection and awareness will help you grow as a leader in any cultural situation. CQ Action, Livermore's final capability, is the extent to which you can act appropriately in culturally diverse situations. It includes your flexibility and nonverbal behaviors and your adaptability to different cultural norms. CQ action focuses on the actual activity you undertake to develop or improve your CQ. For example, choosing to live and immerse yourself in a different foreign country. The culturally intelligent leader will possess a broad range of behaviors which they can use depending on the context or situation. They will intentionally seek out opportunities for growth, and they will participate in strategic leadership. Daft describes this as the ability to anticipate and envision the future, maintain flexibility, think strategically, and work with others to initiate changes. Effective strategic leaders will anticipate threats and opportunities. They are continuously scanning the environment, talking to outsiders so that they don't miss important signs. We can enhance CQ action by learning behaviors that are inappropriate in another culture. Study the taboos of the Burkina people. Practice avoiding these behaviors before you leave. Legs are a very sexual part of the body in Burkina Faso. Men and women should both wear long trousers to cover up their legs. Make sure you don't shake hands or give things with your left hand. Your left hand is reserved for toilet functions. Always use your right. Avoid displays of affection with your partner in public. Practice new behaviors, formal and indirect, informal and direct. Adapt how you give instructions, foster interaction, and provide feedback. Most Burkina are very indirect communicators. If someone is unhappy with what is said or doesn't want to answer a question, they'll just say, and then there's a long, awkward silence because they'll just not speak anymore. Understanding this behavior when it arises will help you to be a better leader and communicator. In problem solving and conflict resolution, there is often a third-party system. For instance, if there's an argument between two people, one may grab a third party who knows the person better to ask for forgiveness. Being a culturally intelligent leader takes drive, knowledge, strategy, and action. I hope that this training has armed you with some helpful information and tools to be a successful leader in Burkina Faso.